Good evening. The love of money is the root of all evil. Welcome to Bmc News Live presented by Al Hilal Hospitals and Medical Centers English News. Myself Shana Sultana joining you with the daily news updates. Today's headlines. His Majesty the King ordered Eid al-Adha Kiswa to the Royal Humanitarian Foundation registered families. Bahrain's efforts to achieve food security highlighted at Global Parliamentary Summit. Bahrain called for promoting peace culture globally. Saudi called on Muslims to cite Dhul Hijjah crescent on Sunday. UAE pledged additional $15 million contribution to UN Women. Today's news in detail. His Majesty the King ordered Eid al-Adha Kiswa to the Royal Humanitarian Foundation registered families. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, the Honorary President of the Royal Humanitarian Foundation RHF, has ordered the distribution of Eid al-Adha clothing for all RHF registered widows and orphans. His Majesty King Hamad requested the RHF, led by His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, representative of His Majesty the King for Humanitarian Work and Youth Affairs, to oversee and follow up on the defrayal of the Kiswa to all the beneficiaries. On the occasion, His Highness Sheikh Nasser extended deepest congratulations and best wishes to His Majesty the King on Eid al-Adha, praying to Allah the Almighty to bless His Majesty King Hamad with good health and well-being and to protect Bahrain and its people. Bahrain's efforts to achieve food security highlighted at Global Parliamentary Summit. Dr. Jihad Abdullah Al-Fadl, second Deputy Chairwoman of the Shura Council, has affirmed that the Kingdom of Bahrain, led by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, attaches great importance to food security in its national work agenda by implanting a strategic framework to produce food nationally. Al-Fadl made the statements while participating virtually in the Global Parliamentary Summit Against Hunger and Malnutrition. The summit aims to enhance and exchange skills among parliamentarians in implementing legislation on matters related to food security, discuss priorities to address challenges related to hunger and malnutrition, build relationships among parliamentarians and parliaments, as well as support parliamentary efforts to develop a strong, coherent and comprehensive legal policy framework to promote improved food security and nutrition more broadly. Bahrain called for promoting peace culture globally. The Kingdom of Bahrain has stressed the importance of the world's recognition of the need to promote the culture of peace by focusing on the role of dialogue and mediation to prevent conflicts through creating the necessary conditions for resolving disputes in peaceful and sustainable ways, as well as strengthening the role of the preventive diplomacy. The stanzas were made by the Kingdom's permanent representative to the United Nations in New York, Ambassador Jamal Al-Ruwayyi, while addressing the UN General Assembly meeting on the item titled The Culture of Peace, which was held at the UN headquarters here on Wednesday. The permanent representative asserted that the kingdom, led by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and supported by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, affirms its pride in its civilizational history and ancient culture based on tolerance and peaceful coexistence. Bahrain participated in the 7th Brussels Conference on supporting the future of Syria and the region. Bahrain's ambassador to Belgium and chief of its mission to the European Union (EU), Abdullah bin Faisal bin Jabir al-Doseri, chaired the kingdom's delegation to the 7th Brussels Conference on supporting the future of Syria and the region, hosted by the EU at the headquarters of the European Council here. During the meeting, Joseph Borrell, the EU High Representative for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, stressed the needs to reach a political solution in Syria in accordance with the UN Security Council Resolution 2020-54. He emphasized that the aid directed to the Syrians should be effective and sustainable, calling for not ignoring the needs of neighboring countries that host the Syrian and Palestinian refugees. Sustainable Development Minister praised UAE's Global Councils on SDGs. Sustainable Development Minister Noor bint Ali Al Khulaif has affirmed that the strength of the deep-rooted Bahrain-UAE relations at all levels, stressing the need to continue broadening bilateral cooperation to achieve the highest levels of integration between the two countries in light of the support of His Majesty King Hamad bin Al Khalifa and President His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan of the UAE. The minister made the statements while meeting a number of chairpersons and vice chairpersons of the Global Councils on Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs). During the meeting, attended by senior UAE officials, the Global Councils on SDGs initiatives, roles and tasks, as well as the SDGs they oversee their achievement were highlighted. The minister was briefed about the Global Councils on SDGs work mechanisms, goals and achievements over the past 3 years. Now, we shall go for a short commercial break.
The 16th branch of Megamart and Macromart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahla. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. Megamart and Macromart, your favorite shopping destination.
Welcome back. 30% of Suhail Housing Project's units booked on Housing Finance Exhibition's first day. 30% of the Suhail housing project, which was inaugurated by Deputy Prime Minister Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, has already been booked, Housing and Urban Planning Ministry has announced. The units of the Suhail projects, which is the first to be implemented under the Government Land Development Program, were booked during the first day of the second Housing Finance exhibition held at City Centre on June 15 to 24. According to the Housing and Urban Planning Ministry, the citizens who meet the eligibility criteria of its financing services had reported to Suhail Pavilion at the exhibition, adding that those who booked their units will have to complete the purchase procedures within the next few days. Saudi called on Muslims to cite Dhul Hijjah crescent on Sunday. Saudi Arabia's Supreme Court on Friday called on all Muslims throughout the kingdom to look out at sunset on Sunday for the crescent moon, which will mark the advent of the Islamic month of Dhul Hijjah and the end of the current month of Dhul Qa'dah on the 29th. In a statement carried out by the Saudi press agency, the Supreme Court urged whoever would be able to spot crescent with the naked eye or using binoculars to report to the nearest court to have their testimony recorded. They may visit the court in person or contact it via any official means. UAE pledged additional $15 million contribution to UN Women. The UAE, a long-standing partner of the UN Women, has reaffirmed its commitment to advance gender equality, the women, peace and security agenda, as well as the empowerment of women and girls worldwide by committing an additional $15 million to the UN Women over the next 3 years, 2023 to 2025, through a pledge made on June 15 in New York. Noura Al-Khabi, Minister of State, announced that the contribution in a meeting with Seema Bahus, Executive Director of UN Women. We firmly believe that the full, equal and meaningful participation and the inclusion of women across society is essential for achieving sustainable development and lasting peace, stated Minister Al-Khabi. King Charles bestowed Queen Camilla with the highest honour in Scotland. The King has been graciously pleased to appoint the Queen to the most ancient and most noble order of this style. The most ancient and most noble order of this thistle represents the highest honour in Scotland. Revered by King James VII, the order has been a complement of 16 knights KT, said that the statement by Buckingham Palace on Friday. The order recognises 16 knights and ladies for their contribution to national life, and the appointments are done on the prerogative of the reigning monarch. Members of the order wear traditional dark green robes and black velvet hats fitted with white ostrich feathers for ceremonial duties. As the royal family member, Camilla's association with Scotland has been profound. She had served as Chancellor of the University of Aberdeen since 2013. Before becoming Queen, she served as patron of the Maggie's Cancer Care Centres too. She has also held responsible positions as patron or president for national charities like Crathy Opportunity Holiday, Scotland's Garden Theme Scheme and Horseback UK. India's cyclone, casualties averted with early warnings and timely evacuation. Early warnings, accurate identification of vulnerable areas and timely evacuations helped India to avert major casualties from cyclone Biparjoy, which battered the west coast near Pakistan late on Thursday, authorities have said. Biparjoy, which means calamity in Bengali, hit the state of Gujarat with speeds of up to 125 km per hour, blowing roofs of houses and uprooting trees and electricity poles. Yet, the only deaths recorded were those of 2 shepherds who died while trying to prevent their cattle from being swept away from homes hours before the cyclone made landfall. Early identification of areas that were likely to be impacted by the cyclone and timely evacuation of people living within 10 km of the coast are the biggest reasons for low casualties, said Kamal Dayani, a senior Gujarat official. With this, we come to the end of today's news. Stay tuned for daily news updates in BMC News Live English at 7:30 p.m. Thank you so much for watching. Signing off by Shina Sultana. Good night.